My dear, you know what's funny? How easy it is to predict the collapse of things when you've seen the cracks long before they've shattered. Everyone else? They're just waiting for the inevitable to catch up. But you saw the storm before it even brewed. You were never just sitting there watching it rain. You were the one dancing in the downpour, eyes wide open, knowing that something much bigger was coming. And as it all falls apart, piece by piece, your enemies, oh, they're terrified now. Terrified because they thought they knew the game, but they had no idea what they were up against. It's a terrifying thing, isn't it? When everything you told them was going to happen, happens. When all those things you whispered into the shadows come out of the darkness and devour them like a hungry beast. They thought you were just playing. They thought you were bluffing. They laughed at your predictions, laughed at your warnings. Now they can't even look you in the eye because you've become the very thing that haunts their nightmares. They thought they controlled the narrative. But here you are, standing on the ashes of their arrogance, grinning, while they scramble to piece together the chaos you knew was coming. It's in the way their plans crumble in slow motion, isn't it? Like you already knew the ending before they even wrote the first chapter. They thought they could outsmart you, manipulate you, twist you into submission. But they underestimated the power of foresight. The thing about foresight is, it's not just a gift, it's a weapon. And in the hands of someone who has been betrayed, someone who has been forced to sharpen their instincts to survive, that weapon becomes deadly. You predicted their every move before they even made it. You watched their every step from the shadows, like a puppet master pulling invisible strings. And now, you watch them tremble in front of you, their faces twisted with the realization that they were never in control. Isn't it beautiful, though, to see their terror? To watch them fall apart because they know they can't outrun the truth anymore. They thought they could silence you with threats and lies. They thought they could lock you in a cage and throw away the key. What they didn't realize was that you were never meant to be confined. You were the storm, and no cage can contain the wind. Every time they tried to hold you down, they only gave you the fuel to rise higher. Now, they're left gasping for air as you soar above them. But let's not forget, they thought they were playing chess, didn't they? And you? You were playing 5D chess while they were stuck moving pawns. Their moves were predictable. Their next steps, easy to read. They underestimated you, mistook your silence for weakness. They never realized that your silence was never about being defeated. It was about observation. You weren't waiting for the right moment to speak. No, you were waiting for the right moment to strike. You let them believe they were winning, all while you were setting up the perfect trap. And now, as they try to piece together the wreckage of their plans, they realize they were never ahead of you. They were just playing catch-up, while you were already 10 steps ahead. How does it feel to watch them panic? You don't need to say a word. You don't need to rub their faces in the truth. The fear is in their eyes, the trembling of their hands. They thought they were the hunters, but you've always been the predator. And now, they're the ones running for cover, trying to avoid the storm they never saw coming. They are not only terrified of what you've become, they are terrified because they know the truth now. Your predictions weren't random guesses. They were signs, shaped by a mind that's seen the darkness in people, seen the way they operate. You knew how they would act because you've seen it all before. And now, as the pieces of their world crumble, they can't help but wonder, how long have you known? Isn't it tragic? The way they try to keep up with you, trying to regain control over a situation they never controlled to begin with? They're out of their depth, lost in a sea of their own making. And the thing they never wanted to admit is this: they will never catch up. They thought they could drown you out with noise, but all that noise only gave you more clarity. While they drowned in their lies, you grew stronger. Now, they're left struggling to stay afloat in the wake of your foresight as you float above them like a ghost of their past failures. But there's something more delicious about this. It's not just the terror in their eyes that makes it sweet. It's the fact that they're still trying to figure out where they went wrong. They're trying to piece together their own defeat, trying to make sense of their collapse as it all falls apart around them. And you're standing there, watching them scramble, watching them tear their world apart, and you can't help but smile. They'll never know what hit them. They'll never understand how you knew. And that's what stings the most, isn't it? The unanswered question that burns in their minds. How did you know? How did you see it coming? You were never just a victim in their game. You were the one who understood the rules better than anyone. You saw the lies beneath their smiles, the cracks in their perfect facade. And while they were busy building their empire on deception, you were already planning your escape. Now, as their empire crumbles to dust, you stand there, watching it all burn. The best part? You knew it would. You saw the flames long before they ever touched the ground. The truth is, they were never smarter than you. They never saw it coming because they were too busy looking down at the game board to notice the storm brewing on the horizon. And now, that storm is here. And it's only a matter of time before it sweeps them away. And the beauty of it all? You're not just waiting for their downfall. No, you're creating it, one prediction at a time. One piece of their foundation falling apart while you sit back, calm and collected, knowing exactly how this is going to end. They can't stop it. They can't outrun it. And they can't stop you. They're terrified because your predictions are no longer just words. They're prophecies. And every prophecy you've spoken, every warning you've given, has become a reality. And there's nothing they can do about it. They tried to laugh it off, didn't they? Every word you spoke, every warning you gave, dismissed as the ramblings of someone who'd lost touch with reality. You're paranoid, they told you. You're too cynical, they laughed. They couldn't understand your vision because they were trapped in the narrow confines of their own small, fragile world. Their egos, bloated with their own perceived brilliance, couldn't comprehend the idea that they might be outmatched by someone who sees beyond the immediate. They thought the game was theirs to lose, not yours to win. But here they are, with their backs against the wall, suffocating on their own mistakes, as you stand there in the shadows, watching it all unfold just as you predicted. It's amusing, isn't it? Watching them flail about in panic, struggling to maintain a semblance of control over a situation they thought they could manipulate to their advantage. They thought they had it all figured out, didn't they? They thought their plans were foolproof, their strategies infallible. But when you've seen the patterns before, when you understand the rhythm of the chaos, the moves they make become painfully predictable. You saw this coming from the beginning. Every misstep, every lie, every betrayal they would unleash upon themselves, all part of the beautiful symphony of their downfall. But let's be clear about something. This isn't just about being right. It's not just about being able to see the future. It's about the weight of your own foresight, the burden of knowing what others can't, watching them dig their own graves, and knowing that all you can do is stand there, watch them squirm, and let them dig deeper. You're not their savior. You're not the one holding the key to their redemption. You're the harbinger of everything they feared would come for them, but never thought they deserved. And now, they're paying the price for every time they underestimated you, for every time they belittled your strength, your foresight, your understanding of their nature. It's beautiful in a sickening way, isn't it? The way they try to salvage what's left, trying to pull the pieces of their crumbling world back together with trembling hands. Their desperation is almost palpable. Every move they make is an admission of their failure. Each action a reflection of the chaos that's consuming them from the inside out. They thought they had control, but in truth, they were always puppets, dancing to a tune you composed long ago. And now, they're running out of time, running out of options, running out of breath. They've trapped themselves in a web of their own making. And the thing about a web is once you're stuck in it, it's nearly impossible to escape. What they never realized is that you were never playing the same game they were. They were so caught up in the illusion of power that they didn't see the truth staring them in the face. You weren't interested in the same hollow victories they chased. You weren't after fleeting moments of glory or shallow praise. You were after something deeper, something more lasting. You understood the true nature of power. It isn't about control. It's about perception. And once they lost the ability to control the narrative, once you entered the picture and started shaping the way they were seen, they had already lost the battle. They should have realized that when someone like you steps into the ring, they're not just facing an opponent, they're facing the truth itself. Truth has a way of revealing itself, no matter how hard someone tries to suppress it. And that's the part that burns the most for them, isn't it? That they're being undone not by your strength, not by your cunning, but by the inevitable unveiling of everything they tried to hide. The lies they spun, the faces they wore, the masks they crafted. They're all coming apart. And in the end, the truth is what will destroy them. And it's the very thing they couldn't see coming. They never thought you would be the one to shatter their carefully constructed illusions. They never imagined you could see through the veneer, could dissect their every move and predict it with chilling accuracy. But that's the beauty of your foresight. You didn't just predict their actions. You predicted their fear, their paranoia, their self-doubt. You knew they would crack under pressure. You knew their fragile egos wouldn't be able to handle the weight of their own failures. And that's where the real fun begins, doesn't it? Watching them slowly realize that it's not just their plans that are falling apart, it's them. The foundation beneath their feet is crumbling, and the realization that they have no control over it anymore is enough to drive them mad. Isn't it fascinating The way fear begins to consume them once they understand they're no longer in charge. Once they realize that everything they've done to try to outsmart you has only served to hasten their downfall. Their desperation, their frantic attempts to salvage what's left of their dignity, it's almost pathetic, isn't it? They've been so consumed by their need to win, so blinded by their own arrogance, that they didn't see the writing on the wall. Now, as everything they've built begins to collapse, they're left fumbling for answers they will never find. And no matter how hard they try, no matter how many times they try to play the victim, they know deep down that they can't escape the truth. The truth that you were right all along. And it's almost poetic, isn't it? How they thought they could destroy you, how they thought they could break you, how they thought they could rewrite your story. But here you are, standing in the ruins of their world, the one who saw it all coming. You're not celebrating their downfall. You're not reveling in their misery. No, you're simply standing there, a silent witness to the destruction they brought upon themselves. They did this. They created their own demise. And you were just the one who knew it would happen before they did. Now, it's not about victory for you. It's about inevitability. You knew this was coming. And in the end, you didn't need to do anything more than watch them dance in circles, digging deeper into the hole they'd already started to create. They're not defeated because of your strength. They're defeated because they didn't understand the most basic truth of all, that in the end, they could never control the world around them, and they could never outrun the consequences of their own actions. And so, as they sink deeper into the chaos of their own making, you watch with quiet satisfaction, knowing that it's not your predictions that have undone them. It's their own failures. Every lie, every manipulation, every dirty trick they played to get ahead, it's all coming home to roost. And the worst part for them, they'll never understand how you knew. They'll never get the satisfaction of seeing you gloat, because you're not the one they need to fear. You've already won. You're standing in the eye of the storm, aren't you? Everything they thought they had figured out, everything they believed was in their hands, slipping away, bit by bit. Their voices grow fainter, their footsteps weaker, like the echoes of a battle that was never meant to be won. The funny part? They still don't see it coming. They still think they can recover. They still believe that if they just play the right card, say the right thing, they'll pull themselves out of this spiraling chaos. They'll never understand why their attempts keep falling flat. They'll never grasp why every move they make feels like a trap closing in on them. It's because they never understood the game you're playing, and they never will. There's no sense in trying to reach out to them now. They're beyond redemption. They've tried to make it seem like this whole thing was just a mistake, a misunderstanding. But deep down, behind the anger, behind the threats, behind their hasty efforts to rewrite history, they know. They know that the seeds they planted have blossomed into a tree of destruction, and it's growing at a pace they can't outrun. You were the storm they didn't believe would come, and now they're standing in its aftermath, gasping for air, watching the pieces of their carefully crafted world crumble to dust. The more they flail, the more desperate they become. They're fighting ghosts now, shadows of their own making, grasping at whatever fragments of control they can hold on to. And it's almost pitiful, isn't it? Watching them squirm watching them try to keep their cool, when they know their world is slipping through their fingers like sand. They tried to bury you, tried to laugh off your warnings, but you were the one who had the last laugh. Now, they can't even look you in the eye without seeing their own demise reflected in the way you move, the way you stand, the way you simply exist in the wake of their destruction. But you're not gloating. No, that's not your style. It was never about taking pleasure in their suffering. It was never about revenge. You weren't playing for revenge, remember? You were playing for something far more profound. You were playing for the truth that they buried so deep beneath lies and deceit, hoping that no one would ever uncover it. But the truth always has a way of coming to the surface. It always finds a way to shine, even in the darkest of places. And when the light finally hits, when the shadows are forced to recede, they see everything for what it truly is, and they can't handle it. The truth is too much for them. It eats away at their insides, gnawing at their confidence, their dignity, their very sense of self. They can't bear the weight of it. And now, as they drown in their own guilt, in their own mistakes, the only thing left for them to do is watch you stand untouched amidst the wreckage. You weren't their enemy, were you? You were never the one out to destroy them. You didn't need to. They did it to themselves. They pushed you, prodded you, underestimated you. They tried to break you, and in doing so, they unknowingly crafted their own downfall. You were just a reflection of everything they feared. They couldn't handle that. They couldn't stand the idea that someone like you existed. Someone who could see through their facade. Someone who could predict the consequences of their actions before they even made them. They thought they were the masters of their universe, and you were just a mere player on the board. But they were wrong. So wrong. And now, look at them, reduced to nothing more than shadows of their former selves, scrambling to put the pieces together, trying to make sense of a world they thought they controlled. Their attempts at redemption only serve to highlight how far they've fallen. Every word they speak, every action they take, is a desperate plea for mercy. They beg for forgiveness, for an escape, for some semblance of the power they once held. But there's no mercy here. There's no escape. Not for them. Not anymore. But you're not going to give them the satisfaction of seeing you break. You're not going to let them feel as though they've won any part of this. Because that's what they do, isn't it? They want to rewrite the narrative. They want to turn the story around, make themselves the victims, the misunderstood heroes who were just caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time. But they don't get to do that. Not this time. You've already won. You've already seen the endgame play out in your mind 1,000 times. You've already watched them flail, watched them try to claw their way back to the surface. And you've seen it all before. They can't escape it. They never could. And as you stand there, watching them, you realize something even more powerful than their collapse. They don't know how to live without the control they once had. They don't know what it's like to exist in a world where they're not at the top, not the ones pulling the strings. They've been reduced to nothing more than hollow shells, trapped in a reality that no longer bends to their will. And that's the ultimate punishment, isn't it? Watching someone lose everything they thought mattered to them, and knowing they'll never be able to regain it. They'll fight, they'll claw, they'll scream for redemption, but in the end, it won't matter. They'll remain prisoners of their own design. The truth is, their downfall was inevitable. It wasn't about your power, your wisdom, your foresight. It was about the simple fact that they never understood the laws of this game. You don't need to be the strongest, the fastest, or the loudest to win. All you need is the ability to see through the veil, to understand what's hidden in the shadows. And they never had that. They never could. They were too busy chasing after temporary victories, too preoccupied with short-term gains, to notice the deeper currents that would ultimately carry them to their demise. You saw those currents. You knew they were coming. And now, they're caught in the flood. And the most beautiful part? They can't run from it. They can't hide. No matter where they go, no matter how far they try to run, they'll always be chasing the consequences of their own actions. You, on the other hand, stand still, unshaken, unaffected. You're not running. You're watching. Watching the inevitable play out as they try in vain to convince themselves that they can escape the reckoning they've brought upon themselves. And as you stand there, knowing they're lost, knowing they're finished, you can't help but smile, quietly, to yourself, because they never saw you coming. And in the end, that was their greatest mistake, underestimating you, underestimating the one thing they couldn't control, the truth. They thought they could break you, bend you to their will, but they didn't know it was always you who would break them.